Hey everyone, so it's Sarah from Spirited Saturdays, and I'm alone again today. I swear I haven't kidnapped Alena, I haven't, hidden her in my closet. I get a message from her a couple times a week saying, oh my god, my internet access is so slow and I can't get it hooked up. And I'm about ready to fly over there and hook it up for her. I miss her a lot, and I'm sure you guys do too. Hopefully she'll be with us next week. She has moved. Things are going great that way. She just doesn't have the access to the internet yet. And it's driving her crazy, as well as me, and probably you guys too, a little bit. So I'm alone again today, unfortunately. But I will be looking forward to seeing her next week. Hopefully the people in Germany who hook up the internet can get their butts in gear and do it. So I decided to look at a topic posed by Katie638 on our channel, and she mentions that she feels like her personality has been affected by her eating disorder. I've lost the art of conversation. In a social setting, I start chattering, but it dwindles off because I don't know what to say anymore. I'm not really interested, but I know that I need the art of conversation. I need to be able to talk to people to overcome my anxiety about it. I hope you can help. I totally get what you mean. I totally get what you mean. When I say to people that your eating disorder forces you to give up everything, it's not like being overly dramatic. It's true. Not only do you lose the ability to converse with normal people about normal things, you lose a desire, and that's a really bad thing to lose, because once you lose that, you lose your ability to connect with other people, and that's really, really important for everyone on this earth, as long as they're human. One of the things, actually, is I have just recently gotten a really great job with a marketing company, and I have to be talking to people constantly, all the time. People I don't know, people I know very little about, and I have found this to be a bit of a challenge for the first time in a couple of years, because it's something I've been doing for a couple of years. Basically what I found is, again, the whole concept of fake it till you make it. If you keep pretending that you're making it, eventually you're going to fool somebody into it, and then you're going to fool yourself, and then you know what, you've got it, because you're fooling everyone. It doesn't really matter if you're actually doing it. As long as you're fooling everyone, then you probably are doing it. One of the things that I do in a social setting is I do have a list of things that I can talk about that are normal people things that don't involve calories, don't involve exercise, don't involve weight, don't involve therapy, don't involve trauma, don't involve all that. I have a list of normal people conversation. A lot of the things that are on it include the weather, but not for too long, otherwise you look like you're dumb and your brain evaporated. It includes movies. Have you read any good books lately? What's going on? Do you have any brothers and sisters? Do you have any, what are your goals for the summer? Do you have any exciting plans for the summer? Where are you from? There are just sort of different things. If it comes into your head and it's not food related, you can bet your butt on the fact that it's recovery oriented. I was talking to this guy yesterday, and he had the most adorable accent. I've never heard anything like it. And I'm like, where are you from? And so I get into this big, long conversation about, he's from Jamaica. He also has an Italian parent. He's, as long as, basically, the best place to start is with other people. You don't want to go out there and be like, hi, I have, a brother and a sister and an eating disorder, because you're not going to get very far. You don't intrinsically quite yet believe that you have anything other than your eating disorder that's of any interest. So start with other people. Ask them questions. It's really flattering, especially when you're genuinely interested and when you're listening. People love it. Just ask them, where are they from? What are they doing this summer? Do they like their job? Have you seen any late movies? What are your hobbies? So just make a list of like at least 25 things when you go into a social setting. I'm not saying that you should have like your list out in front of you, your coffee and your person in front of you talking. Like, that's maybe a bit overkill. But just review the list before you go into a social situation. And if you find that you're zoning out at all, be aware of it. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't had any sleep for the last 3 days, and just make a joke of it or anything. Again, you don't have to explain that, oh, I have an eating disorder, so, every time I starve myself, I can't sleep, and blah, 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 blah. No. The eating disorder is not going to be social with anybody, but you are. And chances are, if you've made it through your eating disorder, and you're still seeking recovery, and you're still considering it, then you really, really are a very sociable and outgoing person. And yeah, it's not going to feel great, but just push through. Fake it till you make it. One day you'll have other people fooled, and then eventually you'll have yourself fooled. And then, you know what? When you have yourself fooled, you're probably doing it because you don't fool yourself very quickly. And even if you aren't, then you believe you're doing it and you're happy and you're whatever. Yeah, so that's my deal with it, I guess. It's not easy. It is hard. I totally get that. The more things that you have to talk about in advance, the easier it is. The art of conversation is important, but not everybody does it well. Bear that in mind. So if you're actually making an effort, you're probably doing a lot better than about 25 to 30% of the conversation. They'll rather just sit there and look at the people that they're talking to. If you have a job that is part of your job to do, to converse with people, make that a priority. If you're a cashier in a line that's super long and you have, it's not mind-numbing to have to, put all the stuff through and that kind of thing, start up just a brief little conversation. And that way it's going to end as soon as the order ends. So it's a little bit easier to know that you can get through that conversation. It's a practice makes perfect thing, but only a perfect practice makes perfect things. So if you go out there and you suck at it time and time and time again without trying to improve, it's not going to really get that much better. But I have tried the listing. It works very, very well for me. I would give that a shot. And it's natural for humans to want to converse. It's going to come back to you really easily. So definitely work at it and stick to it. Don't give up. So take care. I hope you guys are with us next week, and I hope Alena is too, and I will see you all later.